Okay, thank you. Right, so when we're talking about semantics, we are basically talking about the meaning. And aggregation is basically a way of putting those meanings together. That's to aggregate. To aggregate basically is putting putting all those meanings together, which we will look at in just a moment. Okay, just give me a minute. Um, okay, just give me a minute. Oh, okay. Really sorry. Your line isn't saved on this other line. So I was thinking was texting Teresa. Mm, give me a minute. Okay. Unfortunately, she couldn't pick up. Okay. We are having a meeting about now. Right. So, what am I aggregating over? What am I aggregating over? That should be the question. That means what am I basically putting together? Okay. I think we've all seen this query. Select from where. Okay. A query with join. So intuitively, who can tell us? Who can tell us the meaning of intuitive? Who can tell us the meaning of intuitive? Okay. What we are saying is when we say intuitive, it's just a way of saying strict. Okay. Um, so intuitively, we are saying uh, 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 strict. Okay. So strictly speaking, everything after the from and where. Okay. What does after from and where mean in this context? So remember, in SQL, joins and where statement produces one alternative relation. So what it means is when we are joining two or more tables, the result of two or more tables will be basically one. Okay. or when we say where, we are basically saying we want the result specifically at that instance. Okay, so after which the aggregation is calculated, which we will look at in a minute. So the question is, will this query get me the correct calculation for average salary of all people who own a car? So we have payroll table here, and we have all these. Okay, remember the column, I think we didn't change that. From now on, please, when we talk about the attribute, we are talking about this same guy. So instead of saying a column, we say attribute. So when we say attribute, we are talking about a column. So this is a column there, this is a column there, this is a column there, this is a column there. So we have an attribute called user ID, which is a column called user ID column, name column, job column, salary column. So please get used to that, slowly but sure. Wherever we are talking about an attribute, we are basically talking about the column. So we have an attribute there, attribute name, attribute job, attribute salary. Then we have tuples there, which is a row, tuple number 1, tuple number 2, tuple number 3, and tuple number 4 right there. Okay, so if we want something here, will it be calculated precisely? So let's look at that. So if we say select, AVE means average. It is the short for average. Quite important there. So select the average P dot salary as average salary. We'll talk about what this all mean. From payroll as P, comma registry as R. So you have we have a table here called registry. Okay, so registry, it has user ID and car there. And if you look here, this payroll has user ID 1 2 3 3 4 5 5 6 7 7 8 9, and this has the user ID 1 2 3 5 6 7 5 6 7. Okay, question. Which user ID is a primary key and which one is a foreign key between these two? There's user ID here, there is user ID here. Remember, this user ID is for payroll, this user ID is for registry. So which user ID between this and this is a primary key and a foreign key? Which one? No. I'm really sorry, Teresa. I'm really sorry. Couldn't hear you knock. Welcome. So we have two tables here, payroll, registry. So this payroll has user ID 1 2 3 3 4 5 5 6 7 7 8 9. Then regist, user ID 1 2 3 5 6 7 5 6 7. Which user ID is a primary key and which user ID is a foreign key between this one for payroll and this one for registry? Which one is a primary key and which one is a foreign key? Which one is for let's start with Danny. Which one is which?
Question between which one and which one?
Okay, so between the user ID, remember, payroll has the user ID. Regist has the user ID. So when you look at this, it has 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5, 5, 6, 7, 7, 8, 9, and 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 5, 6, 7. So which one is the primary key user ID between the payrolls and registers? Which one is which? Quite important to establish. Which one is which?
I'm not really sure, sir. I think I'm lost.
You're lost. Okay. Fanny, can you give it a try?
And so the user ID in payroll is the primary key, and then the one in register is the foreign key.
Why? Why so?
Why what?
Why so?
It's a foreign key in register because it's a primary key from the payroll.
Not quite, not quite, not quite. We want to qualify. We want you to qualify. We want you to qualify as to why you are saying, okay, the user ID in payroll is a primary key and the user ID in register is a foreign key. We want you to qualify.
I'm not sure.
We're not sure. Okay, let's come to Namkale. Namkale, can you give it a try? Okay, please go ahead.
I'm not too sure how to answer.
Okay, Perfius, can you give it a try? Quite important to establish.
No, I think just like what Fania said, the one in payroll is the primary key, and then the one in the register is the foreign key.
Would you please qualify that?
I think what we're talking about, we're looking at first the value of these horses, of these elements. The payroll is valued as compared to the register.
Not quite, not quite. Teresa? Not quite. Teresa? Would you please give it a try? Would you please give it a try?
I don't know what to say.
What exactly did he say?
Huh?
Would you please repeat that?
I'm saying I don't know what the question is. I'm not sure with network, so I can't hear the question.
Okay. Can you hear now? So that I just repeat once more. Can you hear now?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yes.
So we have payroll as a as a table, and it has a user ID attribute. Remember, from henceforth, we are not going to refer to a column as a column. We will refer to a column as an attribute. So when we talk about attribute, we are talking about a column. Why is that the case? We want to specifically refer to this alone. So user ID is an attribute, name is an attribute. So where we're coming from, we call this name as column. So name column, job column, salary column, user ID column. But going forward, a column will be called an attribute because it gives more information about the payroll. A row will be called a tuple. Please get used to that. So we have this attribute called user ID in a payroll. Okay, even the table name will be called a relation name. Get used to those terms. If you can write them somewhere, you better do that. A table name is called a relation name. So if you are told to say relation name, please do not get confused. It is a table name. So we have a relation name called payroll, and in this payroll we have an attribute called user ID. So there is a user ID in this relation name called payroll, which has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 3, 4, 5, 5, 6, 7, 7, 8, 9. Then we also have a relation name called regist. And when we talk about a relation, we are talking about the combination of a relation name and the table itself. So this whole is a relation. So we have a relation here and the relation name regist, but this regist has an attribute called user ID, which is 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 5, 6, 7. So between the user ID of payroll and the user ID of a regist, which one is a primary key and which one is a foreign key, and why? Did you now get the question?
Yes.
Good. Would you please give it a try?
I think there is the primary key, and then the regist is the foreign key.
Why so?
Regist is derived from payroll, which has user and car ID. User ID and car. I don't know, that's just something.
Okay, not quite. Please go ahead. Please go ahead.
Yeah, I think what we're saying that the one in payroll is a primary key, and the one in the register is the foreign keys, because the user ID already exists in another table. So in the other table, you cannot call it. It will be called the foreign key. It can't be primary key in another table because it already exists in another table.
I like the confidence, but not quite. Not quite. Please remember, wherever you are studying advanced database, those are key areas to pay particular attention to. You need to have it in back of your mind. Look at the tables that you are dealing with. Look at the attributes that do exist. For example, here we have a car attribute, but here we don't have a car attribute. Okay, so those are not common. Salary is just here, job is just here, name is just here, user ID is here, and the user ID is there. So one of these is a primary key and one of them is a foreign key. I expected from the definition of a primary key has two characteristics. Who remembers two characteristics of a primary key? Number one, Two characteristics of a primary key. I think we've talked about this for quite some time. Two characteristics of a primary key, we basically say, number one, a primary key can never be null. That means a value must not be missing. That's number one. Number two, and the most important, is a primary key is unique. Okay, that means no two tuples must have the same key, or no two columns must have the same value. So when you look at what we are dealing with, I expected you to just look at this. Just look at this. 5, 6, 7, 5, 6, 7 is repeating. So what we are saying is no two rows or no two tuples should have the same value. But when you look at this 1, 2, 3, in spite of 3 being the repeated value, this whole value is different. Why is it different? Because it has 4, 5 there, which makes it different from that. Even when 5 is repeated, there's 6 and 7, which doesn't have anything to do with 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, and so on and so forth. Quite okay? A number of you said user ID in Pero is a primary key. And the reason is no two rows or no two tuples have the same value. But in a regist, two tuples have the same value, which makes the user ID in the regist to be foreign. Is that understood? Anyone that hasn't gotten that explanation, please to unmute themselves. Otherwise, give me a thumbs up. Is that understood?
I haven't understood. Can you repeat?
Okay, good. Right. So, did we get the concept of two characteristics of a primary key?
Yes.
Okay. Would you please help us with those two characteristics? Two key characteristics. Number one?
It's unique.
Unique. Okay. Let's hold on. Let's hold on there. Unique. What does unique entails? What does unique entails? Or what does unique say?
Maybe like in each table.
Yes.
We can say it's only comprises of one primary key. It cannot be duplicated.
Okay. So basically what we are saying is no two rows must have the same value. No two rows must have the same value. That is the uniqueness. Not now. It means a value must not be missing. So when you look at this, 1, 2, 3, 3 is repeated, but 4, 5 has nothing to do with 1, 2, 3. So you can't say this value in this row is the same as this value in this row. These two are different. Even when 5 is repeated, 6, 7 has nothing to do with, isn't exact same as 3, 4, 5, neither 1, 2, 3. Even when 7 is repeated, 8, 9 makes this value in this row different from that, different from that, different from that. But when you go this side, 1, 2, 3 is different from 5, 6, 7, but 5, 6, 7 isn't any different from 5, 6, 7. So we have two rows with the same value, which qualifies the user ID in a payroll to be a primary key because no value is repeated in any of these rows. Is that understood? Okay, good. If you haven't understood, please just unmute yourself. Otherwise, give me a thumbs up so that we make progress. Kindly give me a thumbs up or unmute yourself so that we basically talk about that. Question? Or give me a thumbs up so that we proceed. Only one? Teresa, Namkale, are we good? Are we guys in the meeting? Okay, Teresa is okay. Namkale, good. Sure. No. Okay, so that is quite important to establish. Very, very important. Right. So, having understood that, then we can look at this query here. So, select average, okay, salary from P as average salary. Okay, please pardon me for that. So, from payroll as P, remember, okay, just give me a minute. So, we have talked about as P. So this is an alias, ELIAS, which is a nickname. Okay. I think as we learn, when you ask someone what is your alias, it means do you have a nickname? Right. So this P represents, let me let someone in. Okay. So this P represents payroll and this R represents register. And by database, this is valid. So wherever you say P.salary, it means go into P, which is a representation of payroll, get salary column. Then represent as means present that as average salary. So remember, where the user ID in this P is equals to user ID in this R, which is registered. And we have given you a mnemonic called FWGHOS. That's quite important. So this first join, two tables based on the primary and foreign key as shown. So we are going to have one table like that. Okay. Okay. So we're gonna have one table like that. So we have established this is a primary key and that's a foreign key. So we go to where 1, 2, 3 will join with 1, 2, 3. So we're going to have the column 1, 2, 3 and the entire row. So Jack TA 50,000, then 1, 2, 3 charger. That's the car type, which is this part. 1, 2, 3 Jack TA 50,000, 1, 2, 3 charger. That's from R. Then we go in there. 4, 5, 6. Do we have 4, 5, 6 here? No. 5, 6, 7. Do we have 5, 6, 7? We have 5, 6, 7 there. Civic, so it will be Magda Prof 90,000. And we're gonna have Magda Prof 90,000. But 5, 6, 7 Civic. Again, this side we have 5, 6, 7. So this 5, 6, 7 will join again repeatedly with the same 5, 6, 7. So the 5, 6, 7 here will appear twice. Okay, so we have 5, 6, 7 which appears twice because in one of these tables this is appearing twice there. So Magda Prof 90,000 567 Pinto. So we have a join now from those two tables. Okay, excluding 3, 4, 5 and 7, 8, 9. Why? Because we have 3, 4, 5 here. We don't have 3, 4, 5 here. We have 7, 8, 9 here. We don't have 7, 8, 9 here. So those are filtered out. That's quite important to establish. So that's what happens at that point. So first of all, the P and R joins. That's quite important. Then the average salary, if you want, you can compute that in advance so that you know what is coming. Remember, we want the average salary. Okay. So what is the average salary? We are not going to look at this table. We are going to look at the combined table. So we have 50,000, 90,000, 90,000. And when you ask me 50,000 plus 50 plus 90 plus 90, we have 230,000 divided by 3, we're gonna have 76.6666667 there, and that will be the result. And when you compute that, it is going to give you exact that. Okay. Yeah, so you compute the average salary of all people who own cars. So this cannot work. It needs sub query to capture the minimum salary of all people who own cars. Why can't it work? Just looking at this, it can't work unless we combine those two tables there. Are we good? If you have a question, please unmute yourself. We want to just ensure that that concept sinks in before we proceed from that part. Are we good? If you have a question, please unmute yourself. Otherwise, kindly give me a thumbs up so that we move forward. Can we move forward?
I have a question, sir.
Please go ahead. Please go ahead.
So when calculating the average salary, are we required to do the whole, like showing it down there? I've seen you are showing how we calculated it.
Okay. Basically, you don't require to do this. All you want first of all is combining that table and coming up with that query. We will look at how to execute that at a later time. I don't know whether I have answered your question.
Yes, you have, sir. Okay.
Good. Please give me a thumbs up. Otherwise, unmute yourself and ask that question. Where are we not clear? So that we move in one accord. Where are we not clear? Where are we not clear? Are we clear? Okay, good. Right, we will look at how to execute that at a later stage, how we find ourselves there. Okay, so this was a repetition. Okay, so what is basically happening here? Please give me a minute. Are we not joining a meeting today?
Sure, I got rid of something. I'll join.
Okay. So basically this is what we keep talking about. In that query, it is very important for you to have that mnemonic in mind. So the first one is F, the second one is W, the third is let me let someone in. Okay, so you have that in mind. FWGO GHOS. Okay, so the first the first letter that we are having there is what? Let me ask Nkasako, do you have a mnemonic? Do you have a mnemonic that we are using to execute this? Hello. Okay, Nkasako, do you have a mnemonic that we are using to execute this? Do you have it? Do you have it or not? Who in here doesn't have a mnemonic? Who is in here is without a mnemonic that we're using? Teresa, do you have it?
I don't think so. What mnemonic?
Okay.
Sam,
Please go ahead.
are you talking about that mnemonic, the FW?
Yes.
Is that the one you're asking?
Yes, yes. The one starts with FW. Do you have it? Teresa, Nkasako, do you have it? Wankumbu, okay, Nkasako
Yes,
has.
I have it.
Okay, good. Wankumbu, do you have it?
Yes, I have it.
Okay, so that's very important. That's very important. Don't worry, we are going to look at those symbols at the end of this meeting. We will learn how to use those symbols just at the end of this meeting. That's why I put those symbols. For now, please go ahead.
So what's a mnemonic? Like, I don't know how to. I don't know what you said.
FW, GH, OS, all capital letters. FW, GH, OS. F stands for from. F stands for from. F stands for from. W stands for where. W stands for where. W stands for where. Where. G stands for group by. G stands for group by. G stands for group by. H stands for having. H stands for having. O stands for order by. O stands for order by. O stands for order by. S stands for select. S stands for select. So the first letter is there is from. Okay, so you have this. You have that. Okay. So the first letter is from, and this is what we are doing. So you start from. Your from has the payroll as P, comma, register as R, and that is what we put down there. Remember, we discussed that the code has to board, then the parser passes this into relational algebra. So payroll P, register R. Okay, then the second letter is what? The second letter is what? What is the second letter? What is the second letter? Hello?
W.
Okay, W means? Where. Okay. Look for where there. So look for where. Okay. Do you have where? Yes. I think that's obvious. So where, and you have that. You are not putting from, you are not putting where. You have that. So that must come on top. So you put it there. P.user_id is equals to R.user_id. Please do not concentrate on these at this stage. One step at a go. This is what we have. So now you go in this payroll, you go in that register. Once you go in there, you say where P.user_id from this payroll and R.user_id from this register is equal. Then you go there. So you have 1, 2, 3 and 1, 2, 3. So you have P there, you have R there, you have 1, 2, 3 here, you have 1, 2, 3 here, you have 5, 6, 7, 5, 6, 7, 5, 6, 7, 5, 6, 7. That's quite important. Then what else do you have? The third letter is what? The third letter is what?
G.
Do you have G there? Group by. Do you have group by there? In your query, do you have group by? Here. Do you have group by? Let us interact, citizens. Do we have group by? No. The fourth letter is what? Having. Do we have H? No. The third letter is order by. We don't have it. Lastly, we have select. And that's what we're gonna do there. What are we selecting? The average P.salary. Okay. So though here it was minimum, basically we just wanted the minimum salary. It was supposed to be just 5,000 there, which was the minimum. But if it was the average, all these salary, because we are saying P.salary, whatever is on the topmost is what we are interested in. Okay, what is down here just keep us being reminded that, okay, at that point we need, this is where we're concentrating, this is where we're concentrating, this is where we're concentrating. We keep narrowing down up to the very top. So here on top we have P.salary. It means we just want salary from payroll. That's all we want. And we want the average of that. If it's the minimum, okay, minimum, here we put MIN, just the salary from that. Then we go to P there, then we enter the salary column. Whatever is on the topmost is what we are interested in. That's quite important. Are we good? Are we good? Are we good?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Please, that foundation is quite important. Do us a favor by getting used to that. Believe me, it will get quite complex where these are concerned, because you need to know this. And I keep mentioning this, exam before us wasn't friendly. Exam before us, I can guarantee you, wasn't friendly. It wasn't really friendly exam before us. So if you need to understand to answer exam before us, it's quite important we understand querying like those. Okay, cool. Grouping, this just allow you to put allow you to specify what groups your query operates on. So sometimes the whole table, we can aggregate that. Okay, we can also partition. Partition means split. We can also split our data based on the matching attribute values. So so group by, when we say group by job, we're just saying we put all those with the same job together. That's what we're saying. So group by job. So we go to job column, and the job column is this. So we have TA, prof. So this is one group, and that is one group. Okay, quite important there. I think that's a repetition there. Okay. Okay, I think that's a repetition there. Okay, so this is what we are saying. From where group by, having order by, select. That's what we are saying there. Okay, that's group by, having okay. So let us look at that. So we have a query here. Okay, we have a query here, and we are saying select job, comma, maximum salary. Okay, select job, comma, maximum salary there, from payroll, order by job, having minimum salary greater than 80,000. Okay, so what do we do? Let's get to a table. Let's get to a table. First of all, write this query, please. Write this query if you have somewhere to write, so that we follow through what is happening. Please write this query. Select job, comma, max. Please do just that. You can give me a thumbs up once you finish. You can give me a thumbs up once you finish.
How much is my life worth? Well, that's a big question. Take this stone and find out how much it's worth. And when you're done, return home. I'll answer that special question for you.
Excuse me, sir. Can you tell me how much this is worth?
I don't know, little man. I'll give you a banana for it. I love your enthusiasm, kid, but we don't need one of these in our collection now.
This gem you have here is the most perfect gem I've ever seen. I can't imagine its value. To me, it appears priceless.
How much is it actually worth?
People will value you based on their point of view, their level of information, and their belief in you. But that doesn't change the fact that you are priceless. Remember, surround yourself with people who value you.
Have we done? Have we done? Keep the thumbs up coming. Okay, thank you. So let us zero in. Let us go to the table itself. Okay, this is the table. Please write it as well, so that you follow through. Write that table. Write that table, please. Once you finish, give me a thumbs up. That's quite important for us today to establish. Quite important. If we are to excel in this. Kindly give me a thumbs up once you finish. Give me a thumbs up once you finish. Kindly give me a thumbs up once you finish. Kindly give me a thumbs up once you finish. Kindly give me a thumbs up once you finish. Okay, one so far. One so far. Okay, two. Three. Okay, I think people have finished. We want to narrow down to what is happening. Okay, so the processing in the background, that's the advanced database. I think this is one of those concepts that I didn't mention. If you choose to specialize in database, like I think a few of teachers, I mean a few of lecturers, think I know two so far, Mr. Dr. Zipan himself and Mr. Mofia. That is their specialties. Okay, let's not divert. Okay, give me a minute. Just give me a minute. Let me let someone in. Gertrude, welcome. Right, just confirm with me, is my screen visible and my audio clear as well? Okay, I hope, let me confirm, I hope you have somewhere to write. There's a table on the screen that would want you to write. There's a table that would want you to write. And once you write, please give me a thumbs up so that we let you write another thing. Okay. Please give me a thumbs up once you are you have done.
Okay, almost there.
Okay.
As a grown man, why do you have an And even then, my mother forced me to take it. The testosterone in me was already rejecting it at such a young age. Me as a masculine man, I just told the rain to stop. Yeah? Like on some conqueror's hockey shit. I just be like, yo.
I'm done with the tape.
Okay. Another thing that we want you to write is this. Okay. You can just write this. I think this is more visible. Do not write these lines. Do not. Just this 1, 2, 3, 4 there.
Are you saying something? I can't say anything anymore.
Oh, I have unmuted myself. There is this query here, 1, 2, 3, 4. Just there. Do not write these lines. Just these. Please, once you are done, just give me a thumbs up.
Which lines am I writing?
Just select job, max salary from payroll, order by job, having mean. Oh, I have admitted myself. Just the select job, max salary from payroll, order by job, having mean salary greater than 8,000 there, 80,000. Just these. Do not include these lines.
Okay.
Okay, good. Once you are done, give me a thumbs up.
Like, I wasn't going section by section. I was just answering when I find a question that I can solve, I solve. When I find a question that I can answer, I answer. When I don't know the question, I skip. I go to something else that looks familiar. Yeah, so I can't really tell what section I've done and what sections I've done. I've touched almost all the 3 sections, but not completely. Like, I was just answering what I know and leaving what I don't know. I find out like by going to go and watch videos and checking the notes then.
Okay, okay there. So we start from there. Please, since you have somewhere to write, write this in capital letters. If this here, F W G H O, then S there. F W G H O on top S here. F W G H O S. And this is what all these mean. From, where, group by, having, order by, S is select.
Answer the question. So I haven't answered any section completely.
Okay, good. So we have a table there, and we have select job, max salary from payroll, order by job, having max salary there. So oh, I'm muted. Say thank you. So you have select job, max salary from payroll, order by job, having max salary there. So very important. This may look confusing. Okay, I will keep on mentioning the exam before us wasn't friendly. So that is not to say the exam before us was friendly. That is not to say, but it was cool. You know, when you have studied, you view something as cool. It's you know Mr. Mofia, how he can behave. So so you have that mnemonic FWGHOS. Okay, so the procedure here. So number one is from. Okay, from where? Payroll. That's F there. So we have from this payroll table. So we first get the attribute. Okay, so this is the table. We get the attributes. That's what we have. So from table name, and that's what we have here. Payroll, which is payroll there. So we get the attributes. We begin zeroing in. Then what do we have? FW. Do we have what is the second letter? What is the second letter?
W.
W. W stands for?
Where?
Do we have where in this? The answer is no. So since we don't have it, we go to which letter?
G.
Group by. Do we have group by here? Let us interact, citizen. Do we have group by there?
No.
No, we don't have it. Please let us interact. It's one way of ensuring that we are together. We don't have it, so we skip it. Do we have having?
Yes.
Good. So we now go to we don't have group by. So we now go to having. Okay, having, and what we have there, having minimum salary which is greater than 80,000. I think that should be our query. Okay, I messed up there. I messed up. So this is not X. Please just correct it. It's mean. Okay, it's N, not X. Just correct that. So minimum salary which is greater than 80. So we go to salary column here. In our table, our salary column is this. That's our salary column. But this minimum salary must be greater than what? 80,000. Okay? So we go and zero in. 50,000 is 50,000 greater than 80,000. First, anyone who is confused by this? Is anyone confused before we begin comparison? Is anyone confused? If you are not confused, please give me a thumbs up. Okay, looks like we are cool. So now we have from payroll. So that's the first letter we're having, F. So we have payroll, and we got that, the whole table. Then we don't have W, we don't have G, we have H, having. So having minimum salary. This salary is a column. when it appears in brackets like that, it's a column. So we go to this column and look for salary which is greater than 80,000. So go to your table, you've written that 50 is less than, 60 is less than. We have 90,000, we have 100,000. These are greater than 80,000. But by our statement is minimum. So the minimum here between 90 and 100 is what? Let us interact. What is the minimum? 90,000. So we zero in at 90,000. And this is what we are interested in. We get 5, 6, 7, Magda, Prof, 90,000. Because this is the minimum which is greater than 80,000. And this is what we're gonna have there. First of all, even if we don't have a group by, the reason I got the minimum there is because there is minimum between, let me not confuse you, but let me explain that concept. So between 60 and 50, the minimum is 50. Between 90 and 100, the minimum is 90. So I use the group by to get those two. But what we are interested in is 90,000, because 90,000 is the minimum of 100,000, and 90,000 is greater than 80,000. And we now zero in that table. So that is the minimum salary. Okay. Now that is having. Order by. Do we have O in our query? Do we have? Exactly. So order by, order, just put the way it works. Remember we talked about this. Just put a column or a group of columns in order, either by descending order or ascending order, and by default is ascending order. So when we say order by, we are just saying put this from the least to the greatest, or from the lowest to the highest, or from the smallest to the biggest, or in terms of alphabet, from first letter arrange this up to the last letter. That's what order by does. So order by job. So we go to job, and job is that. So now we have prof, and this is we just have prof there, since we have zeroed in, and this is zeroed in there. So we're gonna have a prof there. Okay, and now select. What is select? What are we selecting? So when you see we have select, we are selecting a job and the maximum salary. So whatever we are selecting is what we're interested in. So there's a job here and the salary here. We just want these two columns. Now let us zero in terms of what is happening. Having zeroed in like that. Remember, this code has to borrow from our first lecture meeting. Don't worry, you that has come, we'll forward that link to you, and please refer to that. Quite important. So let's go back to our mnemonic. What is our mnemonic? What is our first letter? What is our first letter? F. From. Do we have from? Basically, we have. So from payroll. And this has to be done from the bottom going up. So we have payroll. Please do not include from. Do not include order by. Do not include having. Do not include select. These are not included, just act as guides. So payroll, that's the reason we are starting with payroll down here. Then what is the second letter? Where? Do we have where? No, we don't. G, group by. A group by we do have, so no, we don't. Having, we do, so this is having. That is the job, comma, max salary. Basically, just ignore that. Just ignore that. We're interested in minimum there. Okay, so job, comma, minimum salary. Just ignore that. Okay, this is me. This is me. Just it was just for my personal studies. I knew what I meant there, but I don't want to confuse you on that part. So this is what we're having minimum salary. Okay, so that's what we are having. So the query that we are talking about is basically minimum salary. That's what we have. So please implore you just to ignore the job and the max. What we're interested in is minimum salary. This is what you can see here. So don't put having, just a minimum salary greater than 80. So that is the minimum salary we are interested there, because we are having that. Then we have order by job. So there, that's the minimum salary there. I think this is the appropriate concentration. Just forget about that. For now, just forget that. So job, order by job, okay. And lastly, we have S. S is select. So what are we selecting? So we are selecting job, which is that, and minimum. So this is minimum, okay. Minimum salary there. Though we put max there, just pretend it's min. Please go ahead.
Sir, you said that we shouldn't pay attention to the mass salary for this.
To this one? To this part?
I mean, yes, in having, yes.
Okay.
But I'm a bit confused. So
okay.
We only get minimum salary.
Yes. So just concentrate on what is here. I know what I meant when I put this. Let me just get you to this table. So there is this table here, which has max salary, min salary, and job. And this is what I put here: job, max, min. That's what I put here. I knew what I meant, so please don't just pay attention to that. Just concentrate on what is here. So we are having minimum salary, that. So just concentrate on that part there. Have we cleared your confusion?
When we have job.
Okay, just concentrate here, because this is the minimum we are having here. Please go ahead.
Okay. Now I was just asking then, why do we have a job column?
Here?
If we just talk about salary.
Here?
Yes.
Okay. This is the part I said, please just ignore that. Just ignore that. So remember, what we have is having. So having minimum salary greater than 80,000, and this is this part. We are good? Okay. So from payroll, which is this line which comes down, then we don't have where, we don't have group by, we have having. So we go to having, which is that part. Just forget this. I know what I meant, and I don't want you to confuse you for that. Then order by job. Okay, order by job before select. Then we have select there, and this is select part. I forgot to put this line here. So there must be a line. Just include it in your writing, which goes like that. Do not pay attention to this pi, this sigma. We will look at this at a later stage. So select. What are we selecting? The job and the maximum in this case of the salary. But if it's minimum, we are supposed to get a 90. If it's maximum, we are supposed to get a 100. And this is maximum salary, which is 100, but this is the minimum salary, which is 90 there. Okay, please go ahead.
I think there's a mistake in the select table.
I beg your pardon?
If it's supposed to be, I'm saying I think there's a mistake in the max salary select table.
I think
110,000.
Yes, I don't know why this was a mistake, but from our code we are selecting the minimum salary, which is greater than 80,000. So here in our final table here, we are likely to have, remember we are selecting a job, so this is the column we are interested in. So we go to job, we get a professor, and the minimum of this salary was supposed to be 90,000. So I don't know why I put the maximum, which gave us 10,000 there. But otherwise, we were supposed to have a 90,000 there. Is that help? Okay, good. So that is what is happening in the background, your advanced database. Do not worry about these. We haven't yet talked about them, so please just ignore them for now. Okay. So join and aggregation, we talked about what a join is. A join is a clause that brings two or more rows from two or more different tables based on a key. So we've talked about the group by. This just group elements that are having the same data. For example, we have 2020 here, so we can use group by. So 2020 grouped there. We can also have 1010. So we group these. I don't know why I grouped this, but 5 and 10 are not the same. So 10 and 10 are the same. So this was supposed to cut like that. Okay, then 50 remain alone. That's group by. Having this just eliminates group based on aggregate information. Do not worry much. We will still zero in that. Okay, quite important. So select product sum, that's quantity, from purchase, group by product, having some quantity greater than 20. So if this is the case, we just go through the same. So you just start. The first is from, you have it. The second is where, you don't have it. Group by, you have it. Having, you have it. You don't have order by, then you select there. And this is the topmost that you are going to do. So you are just interested in product column and quantity column. So at the end of it, we are going to have a product column and quantity column without the price and without the month. Okay, that's a repetition. Okay. So this is max there. Now in this max, that's where we are supposed to have 100,000 as a max of that. So that is just zeroing in. Okay, that's right. 14. So we looked at this, remember, PR, which is that combination, only that this time around the query is quite different, but join those two, these joins there, okay, I think we looked at this. Okay, right. So I think we have had quite a long meeting. We don't have to do quite a lot. So this is another concept, but let me just show you something before we call it a day. Let me just show you something. We still have a few slides ahead. I think this will be done in 2 meetings. We should have remained with a single meeting. So okay, we will talk about all these. There is quite a lot to talk about. Our foundation must be of solid. So we are going to talk about what these symbols mean, and this is where those symbols that we're using are going to be of importance. So I think we'll end on slide 15. Just maybe someone to remind us later. Just like we said, since after next week we are having exams, next week we will focus on revising the remaining paper. I think the 2024 we have done. Please, I have uploaded a video, a recorded session for 2024. I think we did it in 2 meetings. Then 2025, is it 2025 or 2024 that we did? Someone to again remind me. Okay, regardless of which one. Okay. Was it 2024 or 2025? Mm, 2025. So we're going to 2024. Okay, so we will start at the 13th page. The next time, probably this time around we would have gotten back to campus. Yeah, we would have gotten back to campus, and there are a few tutorial sheets that we are going to look at. Yeah, there are a few tutorial sheets as we go ahead. Those tutorial sheets are quite important, and once we look at them, then we come back to the previous exam paper before us and our exam paper, then we prepare for an exam. Yeah, we will start at the 13th page of this 33. So we will now zero in into evaluating of where clause, okay, group attributes, elimination, the sorting, which is order by. Lastly, we'll evaluate what select clause is. I think we'll start from here. Unless you guys have a meeting, you should expect this video maybe today is Saturday, latest Sunday evening. Do we have a question? Otherwise, give me a thumbs up. Okay, Luchembe is fine. Otherwise, give me a thumbs up. Gertrude is fine. Okay.
I have questions, but I'll ask you later because I'm new and I just want to listen back.
Okay. Please, those questions are welcome. Come to my inbox. If they are just directed directly to me. If anything, then you throw them in the group so that even others benefit. You are free to sign in. I mean, you are free to sign out if you don't have a question.